Is your diet helping or hurting your immune system? Autoimmune diseases affect millions of people worldwide, and what you can eat have a major impact on inflammation and disease management. But with so much conflicting evidence out there, how do you know what actually works? In this video, let's break down the science behind nutrition and autoimmune disease, exploring the best evidence-based strategies to support your health and to reduce inflammation. If you guys are new here, hi, my name is Nisha. I'm an internal medicine resident with a passion for preventative care and lifestyle medicine. My goal here is to help you guys make informed health decisions that are backed by science. As a disclaimer, if you are diagnosed with an autoimmune condition, always defer your treatment to a licensed rheumatologist. The purpose of this video is purely educational, to let you guys know what the science is showing on nutrition and autoimmune disease. So without further ado, let's dive in. So first off, I want to talk about the role of obesity and autoimmune disease. Obesity is a significant risk factor in autoimmune conditions such as lupus, multiple sclerosis, Hashimoto's thyroiditis, and rheumatoid arthritis. Adipocytes or fat cells are not just storage units for excess energy, they also act as active endocrine organs. They can secrete pro-inflammatory factors such as TNF-alpha, IL-6, and CRP. These can contribute to systemic inflammation and exacerbate autoimmune conditions. Excess adipose cells can also disrupt the function of regulatory T cells or Tregs, which are crucial in maintaining immune tolerance. Addressing obesity through dietary interventions such as increasing your fiber intake or adopting an anti-inflammatory diet can help reduce systemic inflammation and improve disease outcomes. So managing weight through nutrition is not just about aesthetics, it's about regulating immune function and reducing disease severity. For this next section, let's talk about key nutritional strategies, starting off with the importance of fiber and gut health. Fiber is crucial for gut health and immune modulation. It feeds beneficial gut bacteria, which produce short-chain fatty acids. These are things like butyrate, propionate, and acetate. These compounds help regulate the immune response, reduce inflammation, and strengthen the gut lining. And this can prevent unwanted substances from leaking into the bloodstream. This mechanism is particularly important in autoimmune conditions where gut permeability can be a risk factor. Studies based off of the NHANES database from 1999 to 2010 show that higher fiber intake is associated with lower metabolic inflammation, reduced obesity risk, and improved gut microbiome diversity. In contrast, an ultra-processed diet that's low in fiber can lead to less of your beneficial bacteria. And these beneficial bacteria are things like Bacteroides and Firmicutes. These are crucial for maintaining your gut health and preventing excessive immune activation. Therefore, increasing your fiber intake may be a key dietary strategy for people with autoimmune conditions. For this next section, let's talk about the research behind dietary patterns and autoimmune disease. So before we get into this, I will preface by saying that there is really no strong evidence supporting any one particular dietary pattern for autoimmune conditions, and it's due to several reasons. The first one is that the existing research often presents mixed results. A lot of this data is coming from self-reported surveys, which can, as you know, can carry its own set of biases. And it suffers from significant variability across studies, which preclude our ability to perform a comprehensive meta-analysis. And a meta-analysis is a type of research article which reviews ideally more than 10 research studies that have a very similar design. And the results that come out of that meta-analysis have a greater power than one individual research study, just because it is drawing these conclusions from multiple research articles instead of just one. So although this heterogeneity limits our ability to draw firm conclusions, there are several research articles with fascinating results that are worth talking about. So research suggests that, surprise, surprise, the Mediterranean diet can reduce inflammation. A study on rheumatoid arthritis found that patients following a Mediterranean diet had lower disease activity and improved function. This was based off of the DAS-28 score, which measures severity of rheumatoid arthritis, and HAQ scores, which is a questionnaire investigating an individual's ability to perform daily activities. So both the DAS-28 and HAQ scores were improved in those individuals who were following a Mediterranean diet. A 2021 systematic review analyzing dietary interventions for rheumatoid arthritis found high variability study among studies, which prevented a meta-analysis, unfortunately. However, trends did emerge linking improvements in subjective rheumatoid arthritis disease activity scores to specific dietary modifications. So these include increasing your intake of omega-3 fatty acids, polyunsaturated fatty acids, vitamin D supplementation, sodium restriction, fasting, and adherence to, of course, the Mediterranean diet. So these findings support the potential of dietary changes in managing autoimmune conditions like rheumatoid arthritis. Furthermore, a study published in the Journal of Multiple Sclerosis and Related Disorders investigated the effects of a very low-fat plant-based diet on multiple sclerosis progression and disease activity. The year-long blinded trial included 61 participants and found that while fatigue had improved, there were no significant changes found in relapse rates or brain MRI findings. However, patients did report overall improved well-being. A UK online survey of lupus patients examined dietary patterns and symptom severity. Participants who increased their plant-based food intake while reducing processed foods and animal products reported improvements in symptom severity, with the most significant benefits seen in those following a low-processed, low-dairy, or vegan diet. Positive effects include reduced fatigue, reduced joint pain, weight loss, and improved mood. Additionally, a 4-week, very low-fat vegan diet study done on rheumatoid arthritis patients showed significant improvement in pain, joint tenderness, swelling, and morning stiffness. The intervention group experienced measurable reduction in disease severity, suggesting that dietary modifications can contribute to symptom relief. All right, so now let's move on to the food. So for this section, I want to cover 4 foods that have very interesting research that show their efficacy in reducing inflammation. So these 4 foods are actually roots, and some of them you might know, some of them you might not have, like me. So the first one, of course, is turmeric. So turmeric's active compound, curcumin, has been shown to reduce inflammation in autoimmune diseases like rheumatoid arthritis and lupus. In one study, curcumin outperformed a common anti-inflammatory drug for rheumatoid arthritis. Next up is ginger. So ginger has a powerful anti-inflammatory and immunomodulatory properties. Research suggests that it can help regulate immune responsive and reduce oxidative stress. Next up is a root that I have never heard of before researching about this, and this is Chinese skullcap. It's a very popular root that's used in Chinese medicine. So preclinical studies have shown anti-inflammatory and immunomodulatory effects of the chemical bicalin, which is isolated from the Chinese skullcap herb. And the last one is astragalus, and this is also one that I had to look into because I had never heard of it. So preclinical studies here have suggested multiple beneficial effects for the many chemicals found in astragalus, including improved immune function and antioxidant properties. And some of its initial publications suggest exploring its use in patients with multiple sclerosis. So I don't know about you, but I'm definitely going to try out those last 2 roots. If any of you guys have any experience with these roots, then definitely comment down below your recipes. And as a side note, if you are looking to increase your anti-inflammatory food intake by trying out some of these foods, then I always recommend eating them in their natural form. So this means buying the actual root instead of buying the pill version that you often see in every store these days. And this is because a lot of the health benefits, the vitamins, minerals, are often lost if you convert a natural form of a food into the pill version. But of course, if you are diagnosed with a deficiency of a vitamin or mineral, always take the supplement and follow your doctor's recommendation. So now let's shine a light on the role of vitamin D and omega-3 fatty acids. So vitamin D is an essential vitamin for immune regulation. Studies showed that lower vitamin D levels correlate with an increased disease activity in lupus and rheumatoid arthritis. Omega-3 fatty acids are also anti-inflammatory and beneficial for people with autoimmune conditions. An excellent systematic review revealed that omega-3 supplementation improved quality of life and reduced inflammatory markers in people with multiple sclerosis and inflammatory bowel disease. Now let's talk about foods to limit or avoid in autoimmune conditions. The first ones are red meat and processed foods. So red meat and processed foods contain saturated fats and advanced glycation end product, or AGEs, which drive inflammation and may accelerate autoimmune disease progression. Furthermore, research shows that dairy and high salt intake are also things to watch out for. Dairy consumption has been linked to increased risk of asthma and autoimmune flares, while high salt intake can upregulate your inflammatory Th17 cells, which worsen diseases like multiple sclerosis and rheumatoid arthritis. The FDA recommends that individuals eat 2.3 grams of salt per day, and oftentimes we're exceeding that by 2 to 3 times. And the culprit here is fast food. Fast food is notorious for hiding large amounts of salt in its food, and of course, salt is part of the key to making it taste good and be addictive. Although the daily recommendation is 2.3 grams of salt, it may be that even lower sodium levels are needed to see benefits in autoimmune conditions. So many of the human interventional studies examining autoimmune diseases in low sodium diets are defining low sodium as about 1.9 grams of sodium per day. Alright, so let's summarize the takeaways for using nutrition to support autoimmune health. So first off, increase your fiber intake through plant-based foods. Number 2, consider trying out a Mediterranean diet. Number 3, try incorporating those anti-inflammatory roots we talked about, the ginger, turmeric, astragalus, and Chinese skullcap herb, and increase your omega-3 rich food intake. Number 4, ensure that you have adequate vitamin D levels. And number 5, reduce red meat, processed foods, dairy, and monitor your sodium intake. So in summary, autoimmune diseases are complex, but nutrition can play a powerful role in managing your inflammation and improving your quality of life. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe for more evidence-based health insights, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!